Here we are with our demonstration for our last couple of terrain tools. We'll look at slope and aspect. In this video, we'll look specifically at slope, then you'll have one on aspect and some statistics and the topographic profile. Slope is a pretty straightforward tool to use. We have our DEM here, the Grand Canyon, so an area with a lot of change in elevation, change in slope. I've actually mosaic together two DEMs from the national map. To give us a better picture of the Grand Canyon, though I'm missing the western half of the park. Okay, our first step will be to search for, and now I've already set all my environments. My first step is to search for the slope tool. Now, the slope tool, so when we use the geoprocessing slope tool here, we're creating that permanent file that we'll have that we can come back to. You can, of course, use your raster functions that create the temporary files for your same data set. So we could go into just search actually. We can go into our raster functions and just click the slope button and get a temporary output here. We'll change this, we'll leave it as degree. Go ahead. So this is creating that new layer. Again, it will create this layer, but this is not a permanent layer. So if something happens or you go to a different computer, it might not be there. But it gives you a good idea of what to expect in your output for your geoprocessing tool. Same idea here. We'll pull in our Grand Canyon TIFF, or DEM. We'll enable this, our slope. Output measurement will keep as degree, so we get that 0 to 90 versus 0 to infinity. Keep our, everything else can stay as default. We'll go ahead and click run. So we can see our output file has been created. Where are these warnings? I never set the I never set the vertical coordinate system. So we'll set that. I'm going to go ahead and rerun this tool really quickly. Actually still got the same error code, so we're just going to leave it for now. Our results from our slope look different than the slope gradient. And also if we go into our data set, we'll see the Grand Canyon slope saved in our geodatabase, but this one doesn't exist anywhere. So it's just going to be in our temporary files. You're not seeing it anywhere in here. But you're getting the same results. At 0 to 90, it's giving you a little bit of shading here. We can really see the, let me turn this one off, change in slope as you get into some of the really steep parts of the canyon. So that's slope, pretty straightforward. You can change the output from here. I'm sorry, you can change the symbology from here if you wanted to. But just like as you're reading topographic maps, you'll see as the lines get darker, closer together, you'll see some of those really steep slopes of the Grand Canyon.